What is up, guys? Zach in here.
Rick in here.
And welcome to our first live stream. And so this is pretty exciting. We are live here from our event place in Dallas, ready for the Wholesaling Accelerator. And we got some people in. We got an audience here today, so that's pretty exciting. And what we're going to do is talk about how to get your first deal specifically. Some people in the audience, we're going to talk about them. Even if they don't want to come up, we can talk about them.
Maybe we can lure them in with gifts or something
maybe
like
lure
that.
them, maybe, I don't know. But we're going to be talking about exactly how they got their first deal specifically too. More case studies on top of that, and really talk about what it means for you to get your first wholesale real estate deal. So we're excited to have everyone on here today and get a little live stream. And so guys, make some noise. Are you here or am I lying? Yeah. So we got some people here. So we got some people here, and we're excited about it, right? And so the topic of today is really kind of the opposite of exactly what we're here on the event for, right? So we're here on the event on how to accelerate your business, right? How to make more money wholesaling real estate. Even if you're making 10K a month, you're making 100K a month, how to bring that to the new level, right? And that's specifically what we have this event for. Our last event, Escape the Matrix, how to go from $0 to $100,000, right? That was the point of that event. And really what we wanted to do is talk about some success stories we've seen throughout the past. I mean, we get ones daily of people getting their first deal and going from there. And so we're excited about this. We're pumped up and we're ready to go. And so what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's cool. I think the last event, we're always talking about getting people started in wholesaling and get them out of that perpetual rat race we call the matrix on it. And the really cool thing is we have people in our audience, people online that they've had success. So once you have the taste of wholesaling success, is like, how do I really turn it into a legitimate business? And our whole accelerator event is about turning wholesaling into a business. So I love when you discover wholesaling, and then once you get some deals on your belt, like, okay, now I know I can do this. I know how to talk to people. How do I really turn this into a business? And I know I've been there, and I had to figure out how money works and how to set up systems and how to hire people. But that's the whole point of the event. And some people are a little bit of a mix. This one's more about pushing the business and showing you how to accelerate it. I've been through this journey. I personally know it very well. And we're going to go into some really deep topics over the next really 2.5 days and kind of show you much deeper than just marketing and getting the deal. Now you have to systematize it. And if you're not at that level, we'll show you what it looks like and how to work up to get to it. So I'm excited because I can share the wisdom. I know he's been through it. A lot of these people in the audience have been through it, and the idea is to put them both together. So I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped up. So I just want to give a shout out to everyone on here that's done JV deals with us too. We can talk about your stories all day too, and we're pretty excited about that too. Yeah. So let's kind of talk about exactly your first deal, right? So I think I've talked about this topic a lot, and I mean, there's people watching this right now that are still trying to get their first deal, and people trying to get their 50th, 60th deal, right? Mm-hmm. And so it really fundamentally comes down to three things. And I was talking to Achilles about this today, and shout out to Achilles out here. Where is he? He's taking notes. Very diligent. But
Achilles is very serious.
He's a very serious guy. He doesn't laugh much, but when he does, it's nice. So how do you get your first deal, right? And so fundamentally, when I look at freewholesaling.com, people go through the course, 250,000+ people actively every single day on there. Most of them get their first deal from strictly three things. That is it. There's no ifs, ands, buts around it. You know, most wholesalers starting out, they're not getting their first deal from going out here and doing Facebook ads, right? They're not doing that. They're not doing SEO or PPC. They're not doing complicated things. They're doing very simple things that have worked for the past 30 years, because once the wholesaling business shifts and AI comes up, the old stuff still works. And we talked about yesterday, you know, how these AI cold calling softwares and dispositions, and they're doing AI for it. It doesn't matter. If you can find someone who has an ugly house, you'll get a deal. And we can really get as complicated as possible. And at the event, we're going to kind of get pretty complicated about that. But It's going to be recorded for everyone obviously watching this, so it looks better and everything like that. But really, it's trying for dollars, cold calling, or reverse trying for dollars, or some sort of direct mail. And so you can get your first deal by doing that. You can get your 20th deal by doing that, right? And we have people on here making well over 6 figures that got their first start by doing stuff like that. And so I guess the first person we should pick on is one of my favorite stories. We just released their podcast, right? It's Corey. And, Corey technically got his first deal from those three, right?
I think
First true one was Zillow Fizbo.
Zillow Fizbo, right? One of those three, trying for dollars, and now he's kind of on the third part of that wheel, which is the dark side, direct mail, right? And so, really quick with Corey's story, he's always invited to hop on and talk, but you can always chill out there, whatever you want.
how many lives did we do with him before? When we
Like 27.
Like
he hopped on every single week
yeah.
for like 6 months straight.
Dude, he took advantage of it.
all he
Honestly,
did.
it's one of the things I'm telling you guys, like, people take advantage of it. I'm telling you right now, everybody right here, if you come up here, you sit in between me and Zach, I'll go through your whole marketing plan. I don't like whatever you want to do. Like, but we're here. You don't have to do it on camera. But like, we're two guys that just went through the wholesaling journey. We're father and son's a little bit unique. And guys, like, is it what you think it is when you see it on TV when you're sitting here? Like, this is like, we're simple. We're direct and to the point. That's what works. I think so many people get the message just gets so exaggerated that you're like, oh my God, I just sit behind my desk and deals fly over and I just click buttons and cash $30,000 checks. We tell you have to do the work. The other thing I'm really excited about is it's really cool to get people from different markets. You get to hear different stories. You get to learn a little bit and sometimes you're like, oh man, I'm not on an island. I'm figuring this out with everybody here. So it's really cool.
So let's pick on first story, Corey. Okay. Because you're just people at the event, right? So if you're coming to the event tomorrow, let's go talk to Corey because first deal, Zillow for sale by owner. Went on basically, this is a really important thing here. He went on, and this is the secret for a lot of people. He went on our one-on-ones that we do for free every single week for like 27 weeks straight. Annoyed the crap out of me. But the reason he was consistently doing that. And when you consistently do that, I'm going to ask you the same thing. Like, what did you do last week? If you keep giving me star excuses, you're not going to get anywhere. But guess what? He showed up and up and up, and his income kept going up and up and up and up and up. And that worked really well for him. And that's kind of a story now. A lot of drawing for dollars. And then he was kind of in that making good money operator situation, but doing it by himself. Right? He had a partner too, but that's really two. Like, not crazy, right? And so he's kind of in that two-person operator position for a while. And then you kind of say, what happened? Because he didn't want to do the third thing. Then he kind of kicked his butt, and it's the best thing that's happened. So explain that.
Maybe Corey can come up and verify it. To be honest with you, when Corey started doing really good, I saw the success he's doing. A lot of you guys don't know this. I said, hey, Corey.
Oh boy.
Let's partner up. He goes, dude, the dude didn't even hesitate 1 second. He goes, where do I need to be and when do I need to be? Maybe like that microphone or. And before I know it, Corey's like, oh my God, I'm partnering with him.
Saw the other one.
And then Courtney goes, okay, what does it entail? I go, you have to do exactly what I tell you. If you deviate one, I will fire you. And I will tell you, I've partnered with a lot of people. This guy did exactly what I told him to do. And the first 3 months, tell him the truth. You sure, Rick? That seems a little risky.
I was very
I'm a little bit nervous about that.
Very.
I'm just like, I go, Corey, listen, just
Very much so.
do it. And so when we're all talking about going from doing deals, which he was very good at getting manual deals, which we're going to talk about. And then all of a sudden I go, listen, give me 3 months of your life and I'll change how you look at wholesaling forever.
Yep.
And so you kind of tell them the rest, kind of how it goes. Like tell them a little bit, like you were very good at wholesaling. So everybody knows that story. But like when you decided to kind of partner up with this, like what did it feel like? What was the mental shift on it?
So I knew that I needed to try to make a change because I was putting way too much time into the deals, a lot of sweat equity, and wanted to be able to do more volume, have deals coming to me. And Rick had been kind of pitching direct mail to me for a while, but I was just made me really nervous. My wife at the time was pregnant, so getting ready to have another child. And I was like, that's a lot of money to be dropping on marketing. I trust Rick, but there's never a guarantee in this stuff. But then it got to a point where I was like, what am I going to lose? Worst case scenario, I'll go back to doing deals the way we were before. And we were still doing deals in those other manners, my partner and I. So took the leap of faith. Rick took me by the hand and guided me through the entire process. Showed me the ins and outs of direct mail. Really kind of broke down his 20 plus years of experience on how you use and build out a direct mail marketing strategy to pretty much become like one of your main. For myself and my partner, it is one of our main strategies. It produces very well. I know guaranteed if we do this, this is what it's going to produce. And so looking back, we've been kind of running that really heavy for well over a year now. And I really wish I would have made the decision to make that commitment a lot sooner. It completely changed everything, elevated our business to the next level, put us in the realm of, the big dogs in our market. Like I can compete with them, no problem, beat them to leads that they never have even had the opportunity to speak to that they would love to get. And that's where you get into the situation where, you have really good quality leads. You can demand a really good premium for them in your market if you choose to assign them, or, maybe you even might get into doing some wholesaling or something. It opens up so many opportunities and so many possibilities for you. And just in my opinion, with my little bit of experience, but also with what Rick has taught me and Zach has taught me with their close to probably 30 years of experience now at this point, I would imagine.
They don't age me too much.
It is, in my opinion, the number one marketing strategy that everyone needs to be doing right now.
So you want to hear a crazy thing? 3 things. First of all, when we partnered up, did I ever charge you a dime?
No, he did not.
Not one dime. The man made a commitment, and then he got a little bit nervous about it.
A little bit nervous.
Because he didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it. And so you want to hear the crazy part? Because he was the first person. I go, okay. I believe in this so much.
This is the good part here.
I'll kick in half the marketing. He goes, okay, I got nothing to lose.
I knew at that point.
I go, listen, just go. Like, I believe in it so much. I want to show you how it's going to work.
We put in half our own money.
We put in half our own money, gave them all the guidance. Now, guys, that's not what I'm offering here, but I'm just telling you, this is how strongly I believe what I do. I've done it so long. It's like and here's the thing. Was it hard? Was it complicated?
Starting out, it was complicated, but I had you to, guide me through the process. So it's not that I made it complicated for myself, just due to my lack of
because he was
confidence.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So sometimes we mix up complicated and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable doesn't mean it's complicated. But when we do something that's so wildly different from what we do, we tend as humans to overcomplicate it. Exactly. We start coming up with excuses. And then the next one, the final one, I go, where's the marketing this week? He goes, oh, Rick, I'm having a baby. I go, I don't care if you're having a baby. Yep. You have to market. You signed up for the program. Get your button gear. Click the buttons. I made it simple where you don't have to overthink it. And it's like, okay. And so it was those 3 things. Yep. And once he got it, after 3 months, he had a system. Yep. He knew it was automated. And guys, this is not a one-hit wonder. Like how wholesaling works is massive amount of consistency, being disciplined and understanding what you're going into. Yep. You're going to walk in some minefields, but if you know how to navigate through them. And I'm just telling you, this is the same story. I've been doing this a long time. So I run my business. I learned the secret to this when I taught my son the business. I have to simplify it. I have a 16, 17-year-old coming in the business, even though he's smarter than I am. But we just simplified it. And when I taught him acquisition, and he worked all the way through marketing, acquisitions, and dispositions, and he had to go through the business 5 complete years before we became business partners. But he added so much value. And so fast forward today, how do you look at wholesaling, and what do you see as far as the opportunities?
Well, just wholesaling, I mean, just to put it plainly, has completely changed my life. And I think everybody here who's kind of heard my story knows that. But looking at where I'm at now with my business and everything, my partner and I, to where we were years ago, going on 2.5 years now. For one, direct mail, just like I said, it completely changed everything. And I know that it's going to be the key to even to that next level. It's scalable, predictable. And like I said, I know I'm going to put this into it and this is what I'm going to get out. So like I said, it really changed everything, and just your all's channel and just this industry in general has just really just completely changed my life. If it wasn't for this and you all, I would probably be working like a 12-hour shift right now, sweating my butt off in a factory somewhere.
So what did you do before you did wholesaling, if you don't mind sharing?
Straight blue collar work. I spent a lot of time working in the oil and gas industry. That was absolutely terrible. 17-hour shifts, 14 days on the road, 7 days off. So you break that down, you're on the road working 9 months out of the year. That sucks.
Yeah, and a lot of people we communicate can relate, because what we love about wholesaling is doesn't care about your education level, doesn't care about where you come from, doesn't care about your education, but it does care how hard you're going to work. It
cares about your commitment.
And it doesn't care how entitled you think you are. You have to do the work. So I will give Corey the credit. He has done everything I've ever asked him to do. And these are the people I love to partner up with. And I got a few people in the audience. We're working on some potential deals. I got that young man over there. And I'm just telling you, it's if you do what you say you're going to do and you lose all your excuses and just accept to put in the hard work, you'll get through it. There's so many people in the audience here, so many people online. And me and Zach, the reason why we do this is to have the reach. So I got to give Corey all the credit in the world. He's one of the first guys to go. He just started to go, okay, I'll move forward. What's going on?
Tell me what to do.
I go, Corey, man, you got to lighten up, man. We got to make this fun. Because
Just tell me what to do.
And he did it. And a couple of times he got a little bit nervous, a little bit freaked out. I said, Corey, you got to go. It's like just kind of pulling the hand, go or let go. I'm not going to do both. And it's hard. And a lot of people can't make that commitment. I'm telling you, all you got to do in wholesaling is just, you got to do the work. Get rid of your excuses, dive into the marketing. Don't be afraid of sellers and just work through it. Everyone's going to go through the same journey. So,
see, Rick, I get a lot of people too that will just message me and, they'll just reach out to me all the time and just say, hey, how did you make it? Or what's the secret? Everybody thinks there's like some form of secret sauce, and there really is none. I say this all the time, and I really think some people don't believe me, but there is no secret sauce other than I say the same response every time. I literally just did everything Zach and Rick told me to do. Like, if they told me to do it, I did it. Did I complain about it sometimes because it was a little bit uncomfortable? Yes. But looking back, I've learned that in this business, if you're not uncomfortable, that means you're being complacent. And if you're complacent, you're going absolutely nowhere.
okay.
So,
Dude, congrats.
Hold on.
Let
me see that thing real quick.
Yeah, Corey's being humble. All right. So let's talk about one thing real quick. You're making more on some of these deals, basically, on these flips you're doing, than you made in your entire salary.
absolutely. 100%.
So think about that for a second. Just one deal was his entire salary. How many years ago?
About 2.5.
2.5 years ago. Okay. Think about that for a second. One deal.
Yep.
Entire salary. Like just.
That's just like a normal deal.
But what would that one deal do for you? And like, everyone wonders why I'm a crazy guy on live streams, and I talk about this a lot. It's just because like, there's people like Corey, and I actually get to touch him now. It's like he's real,
This is all real?
Like this is all real. Like his life's changed.
Yeah,
and if you want to
absolutely.
go check out his podcast, he did. The way his wife looked him in the eyes and said how much he has changed his and his family's life.
Yep.
There's nothing else you can do, right? There's nothing else that will change it
You
like
can't
that.
script that. I mean, that's as raw as it gets. That's as
script
real as it gets.
That's it.
I mean,
And so
like I really mean it from like the deepest part of my being when I say that just their program, everything they did for me, this industry just as a whole, just this entire journey, I mean, it just completely changed my life. That's really the only way I know how to put it. It's just, there's no way I would have ever made it to where I'm at today without it. I was going nowhere in a hurry where I was at before. And here I am.
pumped up.
I
So
made
appreciate it, man. We're gonna have you on the event, and we're excited about that.
Yeah.
And we got all mic'd up here, but yeah. So you'll hear more from Corey on the event when we get the recordings, everything like that. Check out his podcast. Not really podcast. It was just a video of him talking at the last event of his entire story, and that basically changed his life and changed everything for it. So it's a crazy one. It's just he's not even. I'll tell you he's a crazy story, but we have way crazier ones. We have way nuttier ones. I mean, a lot of these people aren't here, but their stories are nuts. I mean, we've had people, and I won't call them out by name, but like we've had people who just learn our stuff and just run up $200K in a month, And I was talking to Matthew about one of those stories where they just make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the one thing that leads a lot of people astray is they will start making all this money from what we're teaching them, but they're kind of like, rappers or like these athletes out that they'll make $4 million, then they lose it. And the story happens all the time. They'll make all this money and they'll lose it all.
I live that story. So it's once you learn how to make money in wholesaling, then you got to figure out how to systematize in business, and you have to learn how to keep it. And so you got to do the first part. Then most people are going to learn the hard way in the lesson. So part of our accelerator program is to teach you how to turn it into business and understand. You get headwinds in wholesaling. It's never perfect. And I always, either you're going to be way up here, you're going to be way down there. And you got to find a way to detach yourself and kind of flatline it. Otherwise, you'll be an emotional roller coaster. And I went through this. I made a ton of money when I started. And they have these things called taxes, and you got all these expenses you got to pay that you didn't plan for, and then you got payroll tax, and then you get to find out all this stuff. And if you get in that position, you have to dig out of a hole, and you got to figure a way. Most people, when they get in a hole, they just quit. Like, it's just too stressful. And you have to, what I love about wholesaling is it teaches you to become you got to grow up quick. Because if you're immature and you wholesale and you're good at it, people are going to take your money away. And so you got to learn how to run a business and you got to learn how to keep it. So those are the 3 steps you have to do in wholesaling. But a lot of you guys are in the beginning starting and just trying to get it to like, and people always ask us, like, how long before I get to that point? Honestly, stop setting a timetable for yourself. Everybody learns at different capacities. Everybody's in different markets. People have different types of partners. People have come from some strange journeys to some easy journeys. I've seen people struggle 3 or 4 years and go, sometimes it takes that. Now, that's not the average, but then some people want success instantly, and that can lead you down a road that can be tough. There are times to where if you are pressed, you can get a deal in 30 days. It might not be the best deal in the world, and sometimes you guys need that just to get over the hump. But I'm telling you, if you're just now getting started, you're 90, 180 days, or you're a year or 2 into it, sometimes you just took the wrong path. And it's okay. I've ran other businesses. I've gone on the wrong path. Sometimes you have to go to a journey to find out where you really belong in life. And so if you're here connecting with us, this is what we do. It's crazy how we kind of got together doing this. I never saw my son doing wholesaling, to be brutally frank with you. I thought he was too smart for it. But he just said, hey, you know what? As I always tell you guys, if you have kids, the number one thing you can do is you have to lead. And how you lead is not tell people, you just take the action. So I always tell people, stop talking about the man or the woman you come and just become them. If you want to lose weight, stop talking about the first 10 pounds you lose. Everybody loses the first 10 pounds. Are you going to get to that 50 or the 100 if that's what you need to do? That's the real mark. Because why? We're in a society where everybody wants instant gratification. Wholesaling's no different. And you will get hits, but you got to keep going. And that's the difference on how I teach wholesaling. You guys always, I know I beat it to death, but I talk about a marathon versus a sprint. Anyone can look good sprinting. The person running next to you and they kind of,
Oh yeah.
they're going to stop. So if anybody ever did cross country, you're always trying to beat your personal best record. That's it. Stop trying to sprint with the person on line next to you. Oh my God, he said he got 5 deals. He got 6 deals. These numbers climb and it's like crazy. Look at their profit level. Look at what they're really netting. At the end of the day, you're happy. I got into wholesaling to get freedom of my time because I was a slave to the corporate world. And I couldn't, I did a 12-year journey. And if I can save anybody from that journey, it is terrible. I'd rather take the risk of wholesaling than go through that corporate mumbo jumbo, especially in today's world. So listen, I have no problem with people in a job. I worked a job for a long time. There was a cap, and the way the world is going, I believe we all need to get freedom. So if you can get freedom of your time, the financial falls with it. You solve enough problems in the world, you will get rewarded more than ever. So it's important that you need to go on that. Go ahead, Achilles. Yeah, come on up. Come on up.
All right. Achilles got the first. He's got his first deal before.
There we go. Yeah.
You hook up on this.
Okay. Just clip that on your collar there, so they can hear you.
I just thought this would be of value to the people watching, as in, getting direction kind of from you guys as paved the path. But despite that, there's still something required from yourself. And despite knowing what to do and kind of having, I'm super thankful for, having a marketing plan set up and kind of checking in with you guys and going over our numbers.
Yeah.
But there's the vision there, but there's still more required from you. And, despite having kind of direction, it's still uncertain. Mm-hmm. And that's just part of kind of how it goes. And, super grateful for you guys being able to check in with you guys and kind of just see what comes from it.
Yeah. So he was talking, he's part of our Flip with Rick Plus community. You can either JV or we have a monthly fee. It's extremely reasonable. And you get access to 4 times on top of what we normally do a week. And then you get the DMs. And then we also have abilities. I know we got more to do on your marketing worksheet. But while you're up here, it's a funny story. Not a funny story, but a little bit about your path. And remember when we started talking and you go, hey, Rick, this is what I'm doing. These are my partners. Here's our plan. And what's the first thing I was kind of leaning towards you? I go, and I had to give you some bad news, didn't I? Going, listen, I don't know if this is the right path for you. You're ultimately in decision of what you make. I don't make any decisions for people, but I can just give you guidance. And what I say, I don't want to get like deep in your business, but he had other partners, and I think I was like, listen, the way I teach it, I don't do it that way. And I said, listen, I'm not trying to like discourage you, but if you're going to keep on that path, I don't know what kind of benefit I'm going to be to you. And I said to you, even though it wasn't the best news in the world, I go, you're going to have to make a decision, right?
Yeah.
And how did you take that information? You're like, and this guy's crazy. He's telling me I'm doing it dead wrong. Listen, I tell you, I'll scream from the rooftops because I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm just sponsored by the Gins, period. And the freedom of what me and Zach do. I think what everybody does, we just tell you the truth. And if I think you're going down a path that you're about to be killed, I raise my hand high, especially with Flip. It doesn't matter if you're in Flip with Rick Plus or not. If you were on a regular live, I would have told you, I go, I think you got to reevaluate your plan, see if it's going to working forward.
It was really eye-opening, kind of just letting me know what I didn't know, which was, having those tough conversations and, just kind of breaking down with my partner what both of us wanted. And we realized that at one point we did align, but, kind of I'm following this path and he's kind of going this way. And that's how things are, right? Partnerships aren't forever. And
how old are you, Achilles?
19.
Yeah, that's amazing. So this guy, you don't act like a 19-year-old. When I was 19, dude, trust me.
You gotta smile, man.
Yeah, smile, man. But it's when I was younger and wholesaling in my 30s, I connected with people and we were making money and I wasn't happy. And I was like, man, we're going a path that just doesn't align with like the basics I learned in wholesaling. And then they wanted to get into coaching and do all that stuff. I go, man, it's all a lie. I can't do it. And I made the decision one day, I walked in, I go, I can't do it anymore. Like, we can't do it without you. You're the front man. I go, I'm going wholesale, man. I love this stuff. And I got lawyers all over me. I got people upset. And it was 2 years of misery in my life. But that decision freed me to where I am right now. And when I see a young man walking down a path, I'm like, are you doing what you're meant to do? And if you're not happy doing it, you got to make a decision. And it really doesn't matter what age you are. And you're better off taking the sacrifice, making that foundation and taking the pay cut, whatever you need to do. And you lose some of that security, which is very uncomfortable. But I'm telling you, I gave that to you from wisdom and experience going, if you know that in 4 or 5 years, you'll probably make some money, but then you're going to own assets with these people. You're going to own a business and it's going to be like a messy divorce. And I've been through it twice. And that's why I'm very careful who I select I work with, because partnerships, like to me, to be a partner, you got to double my business. Otherwise, I don't want you as a partner because you're a liability. And I want you to look at anybody you bring in your business. Like, you've got to bring me a ton of book of business. You got to match my energy or beat it. Because even with me and Zach, like, we push each other hard. There's some days I just like, I don't feel like doing it. And he's like, how do you do it? And vice versa. And it's a good match. We're not the perfect pair, but like, we have the same vision. We have the same goals, the same things we want to achieve. He's younger than me, which is great. And I have the wisdom. So Zach was one of the inspirations of why he goes, Dad, he goes, you know so much. You could help so many people. I'm like, it's hard out there, man. He goes, no, I'll help you with it. And then we decided to do it during one of the roughest times of business. And we just had fun doing it. Like, we do live streams because we enjoy it. And a lot of people look at it, they hire these big staffs. You see how complicated our staff is here. We just go out and do it. And we just show you all the deals we did. And forever, we just HUDs and HUDs and HUDs. I'm like, hey, and people just question, do you still really do it? Like, you don't need to ask it anymore. So you just need to stay focused on what you're doing. And you got to be true to who you're going to be. And guys, if you're out there with a partner that doesn't see, like, they're trying to push you to do fix and flip, or they're trying to do you just to do a rental portfolio. Remember, wholesaling is the root of all great deals. And whoever has their pulse in wholesaling can do anything they want in real estate. And always remember that you're not just stuck to wholesaling, but wholesaling is the #1 skill set you can learn to achieve anything you want in wholesale. Try to find any realtor, any fix and flipper, any one of these like crazy deal types. Try to teach them wholesaling. They all go, oh, that's brutal. The minute you show it to them, like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, then you're paying my premium every time I go out and find it. And every time what they're telling you is they don't want to do the work. They don't have the work ethic. And I'm not knocking them, but it's the truth. I could give realtors my entire blueprint. I could give them everything. They will never crack the code. They'll never put in the work that me and my son put into it, that Achilles going to put into it, that Corey's going to put into it, anybody else, because you have to be, I'm not saying borderline crazy to do this business, but you got to be a little bit different. So everybody knows, I got like the ADHD bug. My wife can confirm it. It's just, it is a superpower, but it's got its downsides too. And I share it more and more with you guys. I never knew until my 40s till I had it. Like, because I'm on or I'm off. And it's just so I just learned to adapt. I can't just be off when I want to be off. But like when I'm in front of a seller, I go so deep, I'm not even worried about it. But sometimes I had to learn how to get out of that. And these are all the little tools I taught you in over the years. So I appreciate Achilles coming up. I know I'm going to spend some more time with you this week. And I appreciate you. Pleasure, man.
There we go.
Who else we got?
Okay.
So there he is.
I'm Mac.
Do you want to switch?
No, you're fine.
Okay, that's good.
You're good. All right. So there's someone that's done some deals, and we're just trying to accelerate his business. That's kind of the point of today, and kind of the point of the event. Just tuck that on right there. So a lot of people that get their first deal, that they do it in weird ways too, right? We had a FSBO, Zillow for sale by owner. We have some cold calling, right? We get some different places where people get deals. But the honest truth is every single one of them just consistently went after it. And there's slumps where you consistently do it and you don't get anything. You might be like, what's going on? You just got to keep pushing, right? We got a lot of stories and a lot of people doing it like that. And so really what I found with a lot of people struggling though is when they just don't show up every day. They stop doing it, right? So you talk about those people that run up a lot of money, people like Corey that will come every single week, but then they stop coming. And they'll stop for like a couple weeks. And that kind of like that positive momentum going up and positive momentum going down. Well, negative momentum, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone knows the downward spiral, but the upward spiral is the same thing. So if you work harder, you get more leads, you get more leads, you get more deals, and you make more money. And your life turns out better. You stop marketing, you stop getting leads, stop getting deals, your life gets worse.
Yeah.
And so momentum doesn't care what way it's going. If it's positive, it doesn't care. If it's negative, it's just momentum. It's just like a rock going left or right. Does it care what left or right? It doesn't even know the difference. It's momentum, right?
Quantum physics.
It's momentum. And so positive or negative, it's momentum.
And that's a really neat thing about wholesaling is all the things I give it credit for, like we all love it because it doesn't care about your background, where you come from, doesn't care about your financial situation. It also doesn't care if you're sick, you're having babies. Like it doesn't care. The excuse you tell wholesaling, it doesn't, like there's nothing you can do with it. And I'm telling you, it's like, the minute we ever do a live stream is somebody hops on and like, what's the number one comment we get? My market's too saturated. It's too hard to do it. It's becoming illegal. Guys, dude, it's your excuse. Own it. Do whatever you want with it. Hide behind it. An excuse is just a validation of what you're telling your ego, why you can't do something because it's not my fault. I heard someone the other day. It's like, well, so-and-so happened, so I couldn't be on time. I'm like, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but if you're having issues, it's your body, not mine. Like it took you a half hour more to get there. Like maybe you shouldn't eat that before you got there if it made your tummy ill or you had to sit in the bathroom. But the bottom line is wholesaling, it literally doesn't care about your excuses. So when you come in and talk to me and Zach, the first thing we have to do is filter through the excuse. And one thing I've learned in wholesaling, the people, especially the people here, if you want to work on your wholesaling, if you sit there and just excuse after excuse, there's nothing I can do for you. And once I hear 2 or 3 excuses, why am I going to spend my energy trying to validate your story until you fix your story in your head? And the crazy part is, I know how to make wholesaling work, but a lot of times you've got to get your head right. And a lot of people come into wholesaling, they're like, well, I come from the business world and we have to look all professional. We have to wear a tie. Dude, don't wear a tie, number one. This is about as dressed up as you'll ever see me and Zach. I wore a suit for 12 plus years of my life. It's just torture. And I'm here to tell you, outside of funerals and weddings, people wear suits because they're required to. That's it. And so to me, the uniform of a wholesaler, if you're wearing a suit, I don't believe you, because why would someone want to make themselves that uncomfortable?
It's true.
I've been a shorts t-shirt guy for like ever, and I struggle coming in here, but like This is kind of cold compared to our Florida environment. And you have to be your authentic self. You got to stop trying to wear a jacket to command the crowd. Nobody cares. Remember, a true wholesaler, I always tell you, if you want to go out, just go out and do the work. The people who talk about it are the ones you need to avoid at all costs. Hey, if they want to show deals and help people, I'm all for it. But if you just want to, I did 10 deals last month. That to me, that's a story, kind of a BS excuse, because I'm like, hey, can you share half those deals with me right now? It's complicated. It's complicated. There's excuse number 2. And then I just move on. That's how me and Zach filter through people. I want to connect with people that truly want to elevate their business. And that's what we're here talking about this week.
Oh yeah. So we're excited for the event. You know, we got a lot of people coming around the country to go talk and accelerate their business. And we're pumped up for that, right?
Yeah.
Now, the one thing else we're talking about this on this event is we got some exciting things, right? We're going to do PPS Live. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Pumped up for that.
Yeah, we're doing it like high level stuff.
High level PPS Live. So it's like PPS, but it's the live version of it. That's going to be pretty cool. We got some really cool speakers coming that have some really, really cool stories. And speakers are actually here right now. So that's exciting too. And we're going to hear their story. We're going to do some mastermind type stuff, but we're excited. So I get a lot of comments. I just got 4 DMs. It's like, how do I join? How do I hop on? And so sadly say Flipboard Plus is closed. There's a wait list. You can join. It's closed for the event. I told everyone about that because for the accelerator event, I don't want 400 or 500 people in a big crowd, right?
It's just hard to connect.
So the next event we're doing, Escape the Matrix. I think we had like 90, 100 people on there. Like it wasn't too crazy because we had Stewart. You had to go to airplane, then you had to drive like an hour and a half, and we made it we tried to make it as small as possible. So like we said, like if you're enjoying Flipboard Plus, you get to talk to us. We're gonna do a lot bigger, so it's gonna be a lot more crowded. So just if you see the recording of this event, it's not gonna be like the next one. Unfortunately, this is probably the last event we're gonna have that's not in a big hotel convention center, unfortunately, because we're gonna open up Flipboard Plus more to those people that want to join on that end. For something like this, we gotta keep it quiet, keep it like nice and tight and small.
I enjoyed the last event. I mean, you were there. It's like, how many times you go, like, listen, if you guys go in a room full of 1,000 people, like, I probably shouldn't open my mouth here. You're probably getting sold something. You got to pay for the event. It's the only way to do it. And your connectivity level, although I do like a room full of like-minded people, I think that's an advantage. And me and Zach want to take more advantage of it. Like, how do we take that and still make it personable? And we got a couple ideas. We're going to share them with you guys. But the people that went to the first event, if you come to the second one, like, you get the best benefit of it. But we want to open it up to more people and help it out, but still keep it.
That's why we got the Flipboard Plus logo on there.
Yeah.
And so we got, it's pretty cool, right? You get to join, and basically you have a year after you join where if you send us a JV deal, you get the whole thing waived, right? And so we got Aaron here. He's trying to send us a deal. He's like, I'm sick of paying. He was the first one, so what? He paid $100 a month. He's paying $100 a month Flipboard Plus. Hopefully he gets me a deal. He can get the whole year reimbursed and he's on for free, or do a JV deal, or you be like Luca.
Yeah, but like
he doesn't pay me a dime.
All the guys
he's just taking all my money. But that's okay, because we've made a lot of money with him, right? And that's the point here, right? That's the point of Flipboard Plus, right? We want a large portion of people that be like, dang, I got to pay every month to be in here. Let me just send Zach some deals. Or you send me some deals and you get it for free. That's kind of the point of it, right? We don't want to do this crazy mentorship where it's 14 grand for a year, and then you hop on, and then after 6 months, I don't really care, then you're out.
And
then never talk to you again.
Events on top of it.
And the problem is, like, I see how the wholesaling education event space is. It's like, spend 400 grand on an event, and then what you need to do is have your $12,000 mentorship, and then if they want to come to a live event, they have to pay 12 grand to come to the event for 2 days. I make a lot of money, trust me. I ain't paying 10 grand for 2 days. Like, I was talking to Ace about some Miami Heat tickets, and there's like 5-10 grand for courtside tickets for like 1 day. I make plenty of money. I ain't doing that. Okay, I ain't doing that. That's just crazy.
Give it to us, we'll do it.
That's crazy to me. And so, like, I'm just saying, like, I don't feel it's worth it for the people. I don't think that's true. Can I say the V word value? I know it's a weird, it's a thrown out term, but like, and so what we're gonna do is just kind of like, you hop on, you're like, wow, I never paid to come here, and I'm getting like a $12,000 event for free.
Yeah.
You get to hang out with us. Like, I mean, I literally invited everyone to come here and get some barbecue with me. And like Matthew's able to hang out with us, you know, Aaron, Morgan, right? They were able to come here and just eat barbecue with me and talk about wholesaling. So it's pretty cool. Like, find anyone else making millions of dollars wholesaling, I'll do that with you. Like, it's crazy. So Flipboard Plus is really cool. Come here.
Come on up.
But the point here is here. Let me grab that one. We'll make this one for anyone who wants to hop on. Let me get you set up here. This is Luca.
I've got my my speech on Thursday, so I'm not gonna
we won't do
bore
it.
you. I'm not
But
gonna bore
the
you
one
with
thing I
the
tell
story today.
Luca is he's the second most famous Luca in Dallas.
Yes. And I actually, that I connected with a Luca from in your group, the Italy guy that I was telling you about that told me about the Italy wholesaling. I connected
Another
with him.
Luca?
Yeah. And
There's this
wholesaling
other
houses
guy.
for real.
I was at-
bald Luca guy. I said I gotta connect with this guy. And I just
Is he in Port St. Lucie?
no, he lives
No.
in Italy. He lives in
Oh, there's this
Yeah.
other guy in
Yeah.
Port St. Lucie. I
Yeah.
went to I forgot what it was. It was like I was at like I don't know. It was like some weird festival type thing in Port St. Lucie. And he came up to me and he's Italian. He owns an Italian restaurant, like he manages an Italian restaurant. Like all these Italian guys getting a whole, I don't know what's up with that, but it's interesting.
I just wanted to get on here and say,
Well,
as
you can
far as
put on your shirt.
the Flip with Rick Plus, amazing value. But for the people that are starting out, I mean,
Clip it. Here, I got it.
it's not working. Hook me up.
There you go.
Freewholesaling.com has got everything that you need in order to get your first. So I started watching Zach and Rick in 2021, January 2021. So when you guys had like probably in the 4 digits followers, right? Maybe, correct me? Yeah. So it was like
My
from the
first
beginning.
follower, that's my mom.
That's beautiful. That's like
You
love.
didn't get that one.
That's love. That's love. That's real. Where is she? Right there.
My mom used to watch me. We had 4 views.
That's
live
beautiful,
stream.
man.
She was 2 of them.
That
days.
education
Good
alone, that's all you need to get up to like it probably. I joined the Flip with Rick Plus when you guys opened it up. What was it? Last May. By then I already had about like 12, maybe 14 deals under my belt. So what all I'm saying is that the free educate, like the freewholesaling.com, the YouTube videos, all that stuff, that's all you need to ever get up again. Maybe like with your 10th deal, maybe 12th deal. It's the sky's the limit. The Flip with Rick Plus is just a lovely community to be in, to expand. But as for the ones that are starting out, I just want to again emphasize that everything is in freewholesaling.com. So
Let's talk about how much did you pay to join Flipboard Plus?
nothing, because
Nothing.
we did
a
2
deal.
JVs
We did 2
together. We did
JVs
2
together.
JVs, one in January
Yep.
and then one in April of last year. And then when you opened up the floodgates, you essentially told me you've got 2 years
You got 2 years.
because of the 2 deals.
I'm sticking. Give me another 10 grand. Right? That's the point, right? And so he's in for free. I'm deep 5 figures in this event already,
Thank you.
and he's in for free. And so I think you're doing deals with people here all
And
the
you
time.
owe me some barbecue, you said.
Yeah, we'll get you some barbecue. Man, I had a brisket. This brisket sausage.
Can we advertise the place, the
Not
restaurant?
right now.
The restaurant?
Not live because
That was some good. That was.
we'll do it. We'll do it at the end. Here.
Okay. That was a good
after
joint,
this,
man.
I'll advertise
That
it.
was good, right? Yeah. The nose. I like
Corey was
that.
here, and we're setting up the event, and then we're like, "Where do we go?" And then Corey's like, "Over here."
Yeah.
We walked there. It was so. Oh man,
Nose,
dude, it
yeah.
was so good. When I drank that sweet tea, I felt my toes. That's how I knew it was
It
good,
was
man.
serious, man.
That's how I was like, "Oh yeah,
Cheese, yeah.
that mac and cheese, man."
That's
So-
it, man. I'm gonna get my ugly ass out of here.
No, so let's talk about this real quick. With
Yeah.
your first deal. Let's talk about that starting out, right? So
I'm
you're in
back
Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
You're virtually wholesaling in Georgia.
Yep.
I exposed your market before anyone even knew your market,
Yep.
because that's how I figure out markets pretty well. And you're kind of at this point where like you're making almost more money virtually wholesaling than in person. That's the crazy part. And kind of you're at a crossroads. We're trying to help you out too, but you're helping other people. So it's kind of like there's a revolving door where I'm helping you, you're helping the newbies out here, and it's kind of a cool little concept. But you're not helping newbies out, right? You're making money from it. So like it's kind of a revolving door of everyone making money. And kind of what I'm trying to do is break the mold of a community for real estate where like a lot of people can go there for free. Yeah, clip it, man. You clip it. Like, look.
Live. It's a live. This
Clip it.
know.
Clip it. Right here.
clip it.
Damn, dude.
You can make tens of thousands of dollars on a deal, but you can't do that. Drive me crazy. Okay. There we go.
It's clipping, dude.
Perfect. There we go.
Good.
So let's talk about your first. So you're at a crossroads, and we're trying to help you out with this. We'll talk about it privately, right? But let's talk about your first deal, because most people watching this trying to get their first deal. What was that situation like?
My first deal, so from January up until June of 2021, probably the end of June. So it took me, I'm going to say 7 months of throwing whatever and whatever stuck. Essentially, I was cold calling. I was doing a little bit of SMS. At the time, I was already doing a little bit of, I guess what they're called now, digital bandit signs that didn't really have a name before on Craigslist.
Yeah.
So I was just trying a little bit of everything. The first one, it was SMS. It was $4,000 that I ended up splitting. I had a partner at the time, so it was minuscule. And then, they do say that it's a snowball effect. So it took me probably 3 months to get the second deal. The second deal was a little bit larger. It was $15,000. And then again, it just kind of like he calls it all the time, the spiral effect, right? They kind of started snowballing from there. And then I would say that I was talking to Dan not too long ago about this, that it didn't really start clicking for me until year 2, I would say, to where I started understanding that, okay, I'm actually getting good at what I'm doing. So that's another thing that I think a lot of people do is, if I'm not successful in 9 months, this ain't for me, right? And that's, I think, the very wrong mindset to have, because you're already failing at that point. You're already telling that you're not made for the business. So if you give yourself a timeline, I think that you're limiting yourself already, and you should just kind of keep expectations open and just have faith that it's something that if you show up every single day, as boring, as tedious as it is, you're going to get the results.
That's the thing, man. Like, everyone idolizes. Who are the two type of people idolize? People idolize like musicians and athletes, right? And you look at your favorite athlete, it's like, was he good his first year professionally? No. His rookie year was kind of good, but he only got better. Like Patrick Mahomes, like his rookie year wasn't insane. Look at your favorite rappers, right? They're not insane off the bat. Like if you really look at their legit first like mixtape, right? The first album, they're like 3 years in the game. But like a lot of them get bigger and bigger, and then they just get crazier, right? And so like go and listen to your favorite like musician's first album ever, right? Like it's not that crazy. Like Taylor Swift had like a southern fake accent, her first album, right? Like you look at all these famous people, right? Their first stuff isn't the craziest, most insane, right? That's it, right? And so just like, if you guys idolize these people, be like them. Just get better every single year, right? That's the point. So us wholesalers don't feel like your first year you have to be like this craziest person ever, right? You just get better and better and better and better. And so like if Floyd Mayweather's when he was 18 years old, if he went against the champion, he'd probably lose. He needed a couple of years, and he just got better. And your story is really cool because you're a story of growth, and like kind of like everyone watching this, right? We got a cool crowd here of people doing deals, not doing deals, and we're all on this point. But everyone that's a beginner was at your point once, and at some point, even my past 3 years, you're trying to get to that point. And so I can only help you get to, a certain point too. Like I ain't gonna help you make $500 million wholesale. I'm not that guy. Me and Rick are gonna talk about this when it comes to scaling on the part of the event. Like I'm not the guy to bring you to 150 million a year in revenue. Cause I'm not, the people that claim that, I haven't seen any proof of that. Okay. Like I haven't seen any proof, but like there's certain ways you can get into the 7-8 figures in wholesaling, which we love to do, but there comes to cap where it's like, do you start wanting to become a slave to the business? And there's certain points there. And one point we're talking about is making the money and saving it, using it. But your story's crazy, man.
That's what I'm learning now is essentially how to manage, how to keep it. That's the phase that I'm in right now is how to keep it.
We're excited. So you got your first deal and you started doing more. Were you virtually doing it starting out? Were you doing it in person? Like back
then I was still living in Georgia. So I was still boots on ground. And then I didn't really move to Dallas, Texas until I think 2 years into my wholesaling journey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It was because I had 2 years worth of connections and pipeline and just operation built in Georgia, right? That was a big reason why I kept Georgia as my virtual market. And again, because I was only 2 years into my journey, I still, to this day, I still consider myself a newbie after almost 4 years. I was definitely a newbie then after only 2 years. So I essentially just decided to start fresh in Texas when I moved to Dallas. And I remember that's when we first did our first JV deal together.
Yeah.
I opened up shop in Plano, which is still to this day, my backyard. And I got code violation. It was an open storage code violation. When I pulled up, I understood exactly what that meant was that she had nothing but furniture all outside of the house. So we helped her with that. And she had moved to California. Her daughter had gotten sick. So she was super happy to essentially the service that we were able to provide her with. And that was our first JV deal together that we did. And ever since then, Dallas has been a blessing to me. So
what is it, like two $15,000 deals roughly? So you got 15, we got 15. So like let's talk about Zach the Guru for a second. You know, like you being here, I made 15 grand. It's pretty good. Like no guru is going to take 15 grand out of your pocket to go to 2 events, right? That's crazy. But like if I get like thousands of people to do that, kind of see the point of what I'm doing. And so, I'm not this crazy martyr that's like, of course I'll teach anyone for free, but like the point for me to become the biggest wholesaler in the country, kind of see what we're doing.
But that's why I believed in y'all's agenda so much, man, is because you guys found a way to where everyone in the picture equally benefits from it.
Yeah.
So, right, like the newbies, for example, we all need this free knowledge that's always behind a paywall. They removed that, right? And now they've also opened up the floodgates to where, okay, damn, like I have actually pretty good deal, but I'm kind of nervous to talk to buyers, or like I don't have buyers and I'm in a time crunch. I can submit it to them and get Flip Rick Plus, still get 50% of the JV. I mean, it's
crazy.
Yeah,
Do you know Amari?
Yeah, that was actually my partner. Yeah, and that was my initial partner when we first started in Georgia. What's up, Amari?
What's up? So you've done some JV deals with people in Flip Rick Plus, or?
Odie was one of them.
So you did a deal with someone inside Flip Rick Plus.
I did.
How much did you make on that deal?
$7,500 for me.
So he made $7,500 just from people inside Flip Rick Plus. It's crazy.
Yes.
And so, community's helping you out.
Yes.
Community's helping me out and helping everyone out. And so we're not the type of guy that's going to do 14 grand, hop on a call, just join Flip Rick Plus, come to the event, and just talk to people. Like, seriously, there's people in here are making 6 figures, and some 7-figure people hopefully come in tomorrow. We'll see.
He'll be there.
And the truth is, you just talk to those people. Like, you can talk to me and Rick till the cows come home. But I think a lot of people agree here. We say the same things on the live streams that we say here. Because like I'm not here to. The problem is I don't gatekeep information where it's like, oh, you come here, I'll tell you what's really happening. It's like I tell you what happens. It's just like I tell you, how do you get your first deal? How are you getting deals now? Okay. That's how he does it, right? And so you'll talk to people doing a little different. Like Ace does his business a little different than we do. Corey does a little different than we do. Aaron does a little different than we do. But it's fundamentally, they're finding ugly houses and making money. That's the point. And so this business has changed my life. I know it's changed your life. It's changed everyone's life. And the point is, if you just do the simple things we say, you'll get there. And so that's the point, man. I appreciate it.
No, thank you.
And
Appreciate
have you
it.
talk, man?
Yes, sir.
And keep it up.
I appreciate it, man.
So a lot of people's lives have changed. A lot of people, how do I come? How do I come? You send me a deal. Honestly, at this point, hopefully closes tomorrow. We'll help you out. Or you just go to flipwithrick.com or flipwithrickplus.com, and you can hop on and join us. But I think anyone here can believe me that when I say if you just come to Flip With Rick Plus, you can just hop on and talk to us, right? We're not crazy, right? We don't have a 30-person production crew, and we're like, oh, you can't speak to me. Sorry, only network. We're too high for you. We're not like, just come on, hang out with us, and you'll be good. Once you get immersed with other successful people here, you're good to go. And eventually, like, you just keep getting immersed. Is that John? I don't know. Is that John?
No, don't worry.
No, he says no.
He said no.
He said no. Okay.
It's like a live street audience out there.
Yeah, it's like a live street audience. And so we got the
Come
doors
on
locked.
in. Let's
Come on in,
recruit
homeless
him.
guy number 4. And I should do that. I should get a homeless guy.
Stop.
Give him to wholesale. Give him a bath first.
There's enough of them around here.
There is. Give him to wholesale. We'll put him in a car, and I think we'll do well doing that. That'd be pretty gangster.
That's crazy.
But honestly, guys, this business will change your life. And we got a lot of people in here whose life is changing, and it's a life's about to change. And the craziest part the point that I get really excited for is there's about 4 or 5 people that came to the event last time. It's scary. It's like 5% of the audience who was doing really nothing, and they had a lot of positive momentum. And one guy I was kind of excited to come was, not Jason White, another Jason. He wasn't struggling to get deals, but like it was very sporadic. And he was kind of at this point. I think some of you guys who came in the last event, he was at this point where it was like, what do I do? And he came to that event, and it wasn't just us talking, but it was him talking to other successful people, right? He talked to Aaron, Ace, he talked to all these guys. His mind kind of changed, and kind of they told him what he should do. He got some good, and then he just went back to work, saw that other successful people are doing it, and he ready to go.
It makes our life easier.
And now he's getting consistent deals every month.
Yeah.
We're going to do a subject to deal with him. We're going to deal with Aaron right now. Hopefully, I don't know if we can talk about it, but like,
No.
I'll say something. He's trying some crazy stuff. He's trying to buy a place where he used to live and own the entire thing.
But
That's kind of gangster.
Yeah.
That's kind of gangster.
I will tell you.
And so we're working really hard on that. Like actual own, like ownership. Like he's not wholesale, he's going to own it. Part of it.
I ended up kind of walking there. It's like, well,
That's
wait a
pretty
minute.
cool.
I go, no. We do it together. I'm never going to put you out on an island. But the way me and Zach buy stuff is like we commit the long-term stuff, and you got to go along with the journey. So people get excited about being partners with us, but like if you understand how we operate, like we're not into it like for quick fixes. We love the flip property. Don't get me wrong, but there are some long-term deals that we like to, partner up and get them done. And so like there's different levels. What I do give Aaron credit, and his wife's amazing for supporting a wholesaler, especially with children. My God, it's like my identical story. Because you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like you've lost your mind what you're doing. And I will tell you, Aaron does take advantage of all phone calls he walks through. But like, I will tell you, Aaron doesn't know everything, but he's a man of action. And it's the people that take the action, the ones that do the best. And Aaron kind of likes it because when he's confused about something, he's like, I would love for Aaron to come up. He doesn't have to. Remember he had a land deal. Remember that land deal you're talking about?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, he's like, Rick, what do I do? I go, just put it under contract. We'll figure it out. And I told you, land takes more time.
I have no idea.
And he's like, I don't have a buyer. What am I going to do? It's an estate. I don't know. I go, just hang with it. We'll get it. And as soon as you got it under contract, I think you got like additional offers. He's like, I sold it too cheap. I go, hey, listen, you're never going to get killed taking a profit. And you just kind of learn from it. And every time you do that now, he's completely comfortable doing land. He understands the process. He understands the mentality. You just got to do it once. And it's because you're wildly uncomfortable and like you don't know the outcome. And that's what petrifies most people. And my last point, because I am an ADHD person, is I've been to hundreds of live events. 98% of them, you get so like a guy like me, 88, like you're all jacked. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna flip 400 houses. And the reality is you walk out there like, crap, I forgot asked how to do it. Because you get so motivated. And I'm a firm believer in Tony Robbins. He's like, listen, motivation is it's a match. It's a spark. That's it. You've got to find a way to that's just a Kindle. You got to go get firewood and keep it going the whole time. And that's the tough part about it. And this is the one commitment. I said, Zach, we fought this forever. I'm like, the live events, I don't want to hype and dump. I don't want to do like a $10,000 package. Zach goes, what if we could incorporate the whole thing with freewholesaling.com? I go, that'd be a miracle. And so we put it together and like we do this. We're here about 2 days instruction. It would be easy to get 500 people, 1,000 people in a room and just pitch all day, fill my bank account and just act. We could walk away and do that. But like, I want to be around for the long haul. So I've already been doing this 21 years. I'm not going anywhere. He's obviously a lot younger than me. So you guys see that we have stability in it. We want to do it. These events should be about getting you excited, but also confronting you, getting you to admit your fears, and then just hit it running and then have a plan. But guys, you're never going to learn wholesaling in 2 or 3 days of a live seminar. It's physically impossible. So we've set it up between free wholesaling, our freewholesaling.com, the Flip with Rick Plus program, and then we include the live shows, because if you put it all together, that's how you really get success. You don't have to go to every one of them if it's near you or everybody wants to come to Florida in the wintertime. It's dynamite. But to me, that is the perfect recipe because for 21 years, I've toured the entire country. I've gone everywhere. I've gone to every live event. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, how many programs do you guys go to? Like, I love the guy who spoke up there, but the trainer, I'm like, who is this cat teaching me? I don't even know who this guy is. And that's what most of the programs are. I'm going to give you my senior trainer. It's like, dude, I signed up for Rick and Zach. Who are you? And to this day, people are like, you guys actually answer your DM? We do. It does take us a little time, but we do. And even Zach goes, I go, let me help you out with your DMs. He goes, no, they got to be me.
Gotta be me.
So, like, oh, you worried like, because I don't have the lingo he does. You know, it's completely
You'll
different.
know if it's you. You say like TSM, thank you so much. Like, who does that? TSM? Like if I said that,
We
you know
argue.
it's not
He's
me.
like, it's not Zach, it's Rick, it's his dad. But it's like,
TSM.
it's so funny how. But either way, like we believe in that. We don't let our assistants do all that stuff because it's not authentic. How do we grow with authentication and everything we do? We'll figure out those growing pains. But you guys, at the end of the day, all me and Zach do is listen to you guys. Because if I listen to every influencer, every mainstream person, we're doing it wrong. Like you guys are not. No. I go completely against the grain, and that's who I am in nature. Like you're never going to create something big by just following everybody. There are certain patterns you do, which we teach you how to take advantage of. At some point, you have to cut your teeth and do things differently than the way the guy before that did you. And that's what I love about wholesaling. It can be very unique. If you want to do this, if you just want to be a strict cold caller, you can do that. If you want to do texting, if you want to do door knocking, reverse driving for dollars. Either way, guys, it's changed my life. And I waited till almost my mid-30s to break free. So I'm so happy the way you guys. But it doesn't matter how old you are, because if you truly do wholesaling, you never really have to retire, because once you get good and get a system set up, you guys know I don't preach about big offices and stuff like that. It's the reason why he's sitting here with me, if he wants to admit it or not, is I spend just too much time with the guy. So I did the opposite of what my father did with me. He didn't spend any time with me. And I go, man, I'm not going to do this. I didn't know how to do it. I'm going to be honest with you. And I knew the corporate job. I go, there's no way. 70, 80 hours a week, this is going to get brutal. And I just said, one day I'm going to do it. And then, as I said, just do the action. Stop talking about it, and you'll lead your way. And that's the father advice I give you. And so a lot of the father, I just want to spend time with my kids, because dude, this was a tiny little guy. Just like, I remember he's still my baby. And it's like, here we are today. And what better way? We have to take breaks from each other, because I love him so much. I go, but dude, Sunday, I don't want to see you, man. We do a family dinner every Sunday night. We just get together, and I have a daughter too. We spend time together, because I know it's precious. So if wholesaling can give that to you, and I know people like Aaron, his wife, it's like, I never saw my father. He's always selling something or doing something. And I just love this business. So I went through a 12-year painful journey. And if I can save anybody from that, if you truly want to live this lifestyle, it's not for everyone. I'll be the first to admit it. But the rewards, if you'll put in the work, unbelievable. It's the journey you have to survive. And if you guys will survive the journey and then learn how to turn it into a business, you're literally unstoppable in anything you can do in life.
I'm excited.
I'm excited
because a lot of people's lives are going to change from this event. No, we're pumped up for it. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. So tomorrow, guys, remember, on Wednesday, Thursday, on the Flip with Eric channel, we are releasing our Escape the Matrix event that changed so many people's lives. We released that while we're doing the event here. So that's going to be pretty cool. I think everyone's going to really enjoy that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited for this, guys. You can get your first deal easily. Yeah. I know it sounds boring to a lot of people, but when you get that money, it's not boring. And so, not to pick on, Aaron, but with Aaron's wife, it seems weird Aaron is starting that weird wholesaling thing, right? He's just doing his thing. But it got real when he got the checks, right? Got real. And you start believing it.
And he's just getting started.
And he's just getting started. And so for a lot of you guys, you have a spouse, you have a mom, a brother that not believe in you. Just get the check. I promise you. That people start believing you. Ace, did your wife believe you when you got your first check? She pushed you.
That's awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We got that check. It got real, right? Got real. Oh, he wants to talk now.
So let me ask you, but let me give you an example before he comes up. To this day, people always ask me, Rick, what do? You seem just to enjoy the best of life. I go, Don't explain to people what you do in wholesaling. Number one, most people don't care. And number two, you're literally wasting your time. I just say, I do real estate. I run a business. What did the lady say at the rental counter? It's like, she goes,
Oh, don't even, dude.
she looked at Zach and she's just, she's trying to work that upgrade. She's doing that sales position. And she turns to Zach like a little 14-year-old boy. And what'd she say to you?
She said, do you like sports?
Do you do sports,
do you do
man?
sports? I said, yes, I do sports.
And then she turned around and she goes, what do you do for a living? What'd you say?
I said, real estate. She's
That's it. She goes,
like, oh, okay.
I'm looking to do real estate investing. Do you know anything about it? And Zach,
I said no.
Don't go there. Just don't go there because
no. And then my mom said, well, I said no. Stop. I just do real estate. That's my life.
And I'm just telling you guys, like, you don't like explaining to your family trying to do it. They just get this look on their face, like, what? I don't understand. And they always come to you, like, if you've done real estate long enough, especially wholesaling, they go like this. When the market's bad, they're like, are you doing all right? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm not a realtor. And I'm just telling you guys, don't explain what you do. Go out and just do it and show them through your finances.
I love realtors though, because I have some of my friends that I remember my one buddy, his mom was dating a realtor, okay? And this guy, I met him. He's like this. I'm a big shot realtor. I do all this money. Like he says he makes all this money. I said, let's pop up the MLS.
That's crazy.
Homeboy made $30,000 in a year. Like that's why I love realtors. Like you can't lie. And realtors are the least humble people sometimes. But we got Ace on here, and Ace has a pretty cool story. And I already know why he's doing well right now. I already told you at lunch, but it's true.
First try.
Yeah.
It's true. So Ace is on here. Let's talk, Ace. What's
going on?
What's your story, man?
Speaking tomorrow, but little synopsis. I'm a photographer and also a director, so I come from a creative, artistic background.
Yeah.
And long story short, during the pandemic, everything has shut down, so I had to figure out what I was gonna do. No more concerts, no more filming. Everything's halted, so I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I have no money. I had nothing going on. It was crazy, but I came across. I actually was in wholesaling. I started wholesaling before I found you guys.
Yeah.
That's how I knew about a lot of different terms and stuff. But after when I had found you all, it was like a totally different perspective shift. I felt different. And for 2 to 3 years, two hard years, I didn't say anything. I just kind of sat in the lives.
Yeah, I know. I didn't hear a word from you. I was like, what?
It was good though. It was good. I mean,
First deal, what? How much? Like
$4,000.
$4,000.
Yeah.
And then it just started getting crazy.
The first deal was actually from a buyer who became a motivated seller.
Jeez.
So sometimes we only look at sellers, but sometimes buyers can be motivated as well.
Yeah.
He had a property that he couldn't do anything with. So
How did you find that deal?
he actually had this site that he listed all of his properties with. And I was just so hungry for a deal. I was just searching. I'm like, look, can I try to sell something? He was like, just take this one. And I did it. And I actually found a guy who was looking for something in that specific area. And it was kind of wild. I wasn't expecting it. It kind of happened so fast. I was like, oh, this is real. And that took me 7 months to get my first deal.
Jeez.
So
Sometimes those deals, that first deal, it feels weird because it's like a higher power just gives it to you. It says, this is where your life's at right now.
yeah.
We don't have to get into anything crazy, but it's where my first deal was like that. I just put a sign out, easiest deal ever.
Yeah.
$20,000.
Yeah.
It just felt like some higher power says this is your life now. And once that happened to you, it went crazy. And then your growth is insane. We've done a lot of JV deals, so excited. Thank you for that. But you're doing crazy with it too, right? And direct mail is doing really well for you.
Yeah.
But the one secret I want to tell him, which I said at lunch, same with all my acquisitions guys. Once you have your first kid, something in your mind switches. It's like, I gotta be a provider. You're not doing it just for your wife.
Yeah.
Who's your most important person in your life to that point?
Yeah.
But there's something more important.
Yeah.
Once you had that kid, man, your income went stupid.
Yeah. My daughter, she's 13 months now. And when we had found out that we were having her, it was kind of I was still figuring it out in my markets. I had just moved to Richmond. I'm still in Lynchburg virtually, but Yeah, it was just, I was in go mode. I'm already in go mode. I'm an action taker. But that put me in go mode. Like I'm relentless, man. Like, and I hope I try to help a lot of people like you guys do. And I just try to stay true to myself, my marketing, and stay consistent. It's very daunting at times because some weeks you just don't get calls. You might spend X amount of money in a marketing plan and you might not get calls that month, but can you stay in the race? So
you're doing deals, man. Dude, Richmond's such a good market. I've talked about it forever.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do some JV deals there. Yeah. And you're kind of in Lynchburg and Richmond together, which is just amazing markets. Yeah. And you're going to do a full talk tomorrow, so we're excited about that. And you got to watch the recording for that. But Ace in the JV game.
Yeah. I'm teaching my brother now.
Teaching your brother. And here's the thing. He's got checks. He'll show him at the presentation tomorrow, but like he's legit. Like he's doing real deals. And a lot of those deals are with me. And so, I mean, we've got the HUDs. We're doing deals. And so if you're in Richmond, Lynchburg, like what's your Instagram?
Ace, ACE_REI_.
Yeah, so you'll post it or something in the comments here or whatever. But like, you can do JV deals with a guy who's making a lot of money wholesaling, kind of steal his buyers, or do some deals with him, right? He's got some good buyers. He'll help you with the towel. He'll help you with all this. And he's no guru. He's not going to sit down for $5,000 on being on a Zoom every single week for an hour. That's stupid. Nah. If you could spend, let's be honest, 2 hours with you and he'll make $10,000, like he's going to do it. Yeah. And so I'm not creating gurus. I'm creating wholesalers.
Yeah. No, we really do it. And I love the community. Like Luca said, I met Luca last when we was in Florida, and me and him hit it off. We just seen eye to eye. Aaron, Corey, everybody. Like when you're around people who really are doing it, it matters. If somebody can't give you their best for free, they don't know enough. That's just what it is.
It's true, man. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
Can't wait to hear you.
Appreciate
tomorrow and see a story. So sure. Ace is a cool guy. He's insane. I think we talked about last time. He met Virgil. I thought it was really cool. But he had a wild life before wholesaling, and it's always funny. But yeah, all these people watching right now, they're all like, "This is so weird watching a live stream live." They're all weird. Ace always says the same thing. He says, "You're taller. You're taller than us." Like, everyone thinks I'm a midget. Everyone thinks you're 5'2". Everyone thinks I'm 5'1". We're taller than these gurus. I already told you this. I've said this from day one. We're taller than them. So what are you going to do about it? Like, honestly, it's scary, right? And so all I can say is, seeing people in person, seeing their life change is insane. Looking at Corey's wife talk about how much him changing his life through us is amazing. Watching all these lives being changed is insane. It motivates me like crazy. And it's nuts to me. And so Flip Alert Plus is something that we've worked really hard on. And it's a point where people are doing deals with each other in there. Yep. And that's kind of the point here. And so in the world of JVing, there's a huge tsunami coming with TikTok wholesalers and all these people coming in where it's kind of weird. And it's hard to see who's real or who's not real. And the point is I'm trying to get some transparency. So Ace doing his presentation, showing real HUDs, me saying and showing it, I've done deals with him. You can do deals with him. Luca, I've done deals with him. He's doing deals himself. He's got this crazy webpage now, but he'll share that and show you, like, you can do deals with people that are legit. And so the year of the guru of wholesaling, teaching, it's not really a thing anymore. It's because, like, let's be honest, like, what's even better? Like, should you join Flip Alert Plus, or should maybe, if you have no money, JV with Luca, you can call him. He'll teach you basically, and he'll do a deal with you. And then you can join Flip Alert Plus after. But like, that's better than any real estate coach because you'll get their phone number and it's just.
Let me ask you.
The wholesaling education is changing, and we're trying to push
would you rather pay somebody $10,000 up front? Who's taking the risk? You're taking the risk. And then the question is, what is your coach's mentors buy-in when they do that? Like, seriously, they've already won. And then there's no risk for them, and there's no reason for them to kind of overly help you out because they're going to play the numbers. I say this all the time. I know it's way outside of you guys, wildly unpopular with the gurus is you got a choice. You can either flip students or you can flip properties. I'm just a guy who enjoys flipping properties. I will never do the other side. If I want to do the other side, you would already saw my $10,000 program and it would have been easy. But I'm a marathon. I teach marathon wholesaling, not sprinting. It's easy to take the money because it's just easy. There's no work for it. Like you take it, but eventually what happens is most of them cannibalize their own sales. They figure out the program's not that great. So me and Zach did the opposite strategy. Everybody had a secret door you had to give out. I go, hell, let's just throw it out there. Why? Because the ones that are going to take action are the ones I want to work with, period. So yeah, I have a funnel and it's built for people who really want to do the work and put it in. That's great because there's a 90 to 95% failure ratio in wholesaling. And every guru wants to blame the student, but nobody wants to go back to the guru and go, dude, your marketing said I sit on the beach and sip cocktails and deals just come in and I click buttons. It's super easy. It's 4 hours a week. I'm gonna tell you, dude, we're gonna give you, like, we give you the truth. But you can't collect 10 grand and tell the truth. It's like, I'm just sorry. Like it's even like the Tony Robbins event, which I love what he sparks and shows you what you can do in life. But like they have a master program to teach you business. It's just business. Do you don't understand how general the word? So if I want to do business, like Tony, how do I wholesale? I'm like, I just have to market like crazy. And that's the problem. You have to get specific. You got to get niched out. But you want someone that wants to fight the fight, that will grab you and say, hey, you're doing it wrong, or tell you the truth and say, listen, if you don't start doing the work, I don't want to spend time with you. And it's kind of, if you ever had that uncle or that father that like just, I didn't really have it. So like sometimes you need people to grab you, go, dude, like you need to work. I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this. So it's like when you had the kid in sports, you know, everybody wants to be on the travel team. Everyone wants the pictures and the uniform, but you got to do your time in the rec leagues and like just swing that bat, kick that ball, tackle that kid. And you got to put in the time. And if you put in the time, then you got a shot to go and do the stuff that you want to do. But we're in a society where everybody wants the payday on TikTok and stuff like that, but very few people don't work. I think, what do they call it? What gen are we on now? Because I'm lost. Gen Z, Gen Z. And I've never seen such a wave of people that just want to show like, it's like the new fake richness, and I don't understand it. It's never going to work it won't work in wholesaling. You'll never get by doing that. And we've seen in the last 5 years, all these people that were dominating wholesaling, most of them are gone. Why is that? You got to do this business. You got to be a marathon wholesaler. Don't be a sprinter, because sprinters just look good during the short term. To survive, you got to learn the fundamentals and you got to put in the work.
That's it. So we're excited. We got a big event tomorrow. We got a big event the next day, and we're excited for it. And so guys, want to join it, go to Flipbook Plus, hopefully go to the next event. You'll be on the wait list. You can't join right now because we shut it off, and it's pretty exciting. Like I've said before, last event, I said that was the smallest event we're ever going to do.
Yep.
This event is going to be the second smallest event we're ever going to do, and then it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Unfortunately, since the last event, we've basically doubled the amount of people in Flipbook Plus, double it again, and just because people are making too much money here. That's a problem. So guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate for free, just go to freewholesaling.com. Oh boy.
What's that?
Got some. Everyone watching this is commenting now. It's funny. Lucas said, how do I join the live? All right, so guys.
Send them the link.
Send them the link. So guys, I appreciate it. Mean the world to me. Go to freewholesaling.com and learn how to wholesale real estate for free.